Yeah, hello class, good morning. This is CSC 121 class as introduction to microprocessor. Let's go straight to what we have for today. Introduction to computer microprocessor. When we say microprocessor, what comes to your mind? The first thing you look at is the word micro. All right, micro. Micro means tangible. Micro means something small, something minute, something that is handy, something you can hold with your hand. With your hand, that's the meaning of micro. All right. Why processor? A processor is a device that converts, that changes. It changes one substance to another. All right. The act of processing, the act of converting, the act of changing something. That is the meaning of process. For example, if you look at a pepper, I believe you've seen a pepper before. If you look at a pepper, then that pepper, the pepper is still in solid form. Then you want to use the pepper to prepare a food. All right, you need to convert that pepper into something that you can pour, into something that you can utilize, meaning that you need to change the pepper from that solid form to a liquid form. So the act of converting, or the act of changing that pepper into a liquid form, is called a process. Now in your school, what you are doing, what you are undergoing right now is a process. You are undergoing a process until you are a graduate, until you finish this your course. So you are undergoing a process. So a computer also undergoes some process before information can be given to you, or before information can be driven out. So that microprocessor is a device that converts one data to an information. So a microprocessor is a device that is embedded on the computer, that is found inside the computer, which has the function to convert a data into a meaningful and a readable information. So now let's go on. A microprocessor is a computer central processing unit. Another word for microprocessor is CPU, which you all know. All right, you can either call it a CPU, or you call it a microprocessor, or you simply call it a processor. Since the work of it is to process, all right, it is called a processor. Now the combination of it, that's micro and processor, simply means that it is a small chip. That is why it is called micro, and the work of that small chip is to convert. All right, that is processing. That is why it is called microprocessor. That small unit, that small chip, that small device do the work of converting. All right, it converts one thing to another thing, and what the computer converts from one thing to another thing is data to information. Data to information. So the microcomputer is a computer central processing unit. All right, it is found on a single chip. It is found on a single chip. All right, now when you look at that microprocessor, the microprocessor on its own is a little device. Is a little device. It is embedded on a single chip of a computer. All right, and now that microprocessor contains millions of transistors that are connected. Now those transistors are connected by a wire. Now when you look at a microprocessor, I'm going to display the microprocessor for you to see. Now the microprocessor has what we call something like how will I call it? It has something like a pin. Right, those pins are called transistors. There are millions of transistors. Now each of those pins carries information. All right, each of those pins, they all have their function, they all have their uses, they all have what they do on the computer. It is just like your normal SIM card. Your SIM card is a microprocessor too. Your SIM card, when you open the back, you will see lines at the back. Now you will also see a chip. Now that chip is what is carrying out your work on your phone. Now, if that chip is peeled out, the SIM card is already what? Useless. So the microprocessor controls the units of a microcomputer. The microprocessor controls everything that the computer does, since it is the brain of the computer, since it is the heart of the computer, since it is the heartbeat of the computer. Without that microprocessor, the computer cannot do anything. All right, now the computer cannot do anything simply means that the computer cannot function properly. The computer will not give you what it's expected, because on the microprocessor are other things embedded or encoded inside of it. That is why we say it contains millions of transistors. Now, each of these transistors have what they do. Each of these transistors, they all have what they do. Now, the microprocessor consists it consists of ALU. It consists of ALU. ALU means arithmetic and logical units. Now, this ALU helps in arithmetic. That's why it is called arithmetic and logical units. Now, if you want to add 2 plus 2, it is the function of the ALU. Now, if you look at the architecture of a computer, all right, what we normally do is that we give computer an information. We give computer a data, and the computer gives us the result, which is an information. Now, everything you give to the computer, all right, it is worked out through the brain, which is the microprocessor of the computer. For example, if you tell the computer to add numbers for you, it goes to a particular section of the computer. Every part of the computer is sectioned. That is why if you want to play music, it goes to a particular section. If you insert a memory on the computer, it goes to a particular section. If you want to play video on the computer, it goes to a particular section. If you want to add numbers on a computer, it goes to a particular section. Everything is done through the help of the microprocessor. It is just like when you are giving a slap as a human being. When you are giving a slap or when you are giving a knock, the work of the brain is to interpret what had happened to you. I don't know, maybe you're getting me. The work of the brain is to interpret what had happened to you. Then once your brain interprets it to you, your system will now look if you are to react negatively or positively. The same thing is applicable to the computer. Once you give the computer a data, the function of the computer is to distribute the work. What is this one meant for? Is this one going to be multiplication? Is this one going to be addition? Is this one going to be subtraction? Is this one going to be other things? All right. So the brain of the computer is to distribute the work to every other section of the computer. Then it will now output your work. So the ALU does the work of addition, subtraction, and multiplication. It is also called logic. From the word logic, logic means something that is done with the use of the brain. It is logically done. That's why we have arithmetic and logical. It is a unit. It is a unitary part of a computer that does a magnificent thing on your computer. The microprocessor also does the work of registering. I hope we all know the word registering. Registering means to impute, to accept. Just like in your school, when you register your students every morning, you register your students for accountability, for you to know those who are always present in school, for you to know that yes, this person is around. So the work of the computer is to register a data that is sent into it. So it accepts and register it, yes, and it holds it. Right, it holds that information. Then we have array. Now what I'm saying is that your microprocessor consists of ALU, it consists of register, it consists of array of informations or array of data. That's plenty. It consists of array and a control unit. Every part of the computer, be it laptop computer, be it desktop computer, be it mobile computer, they all have a particular functions. Every of those parts of the computer has its own function, all right, that controls anything that is sent into the computer. Well, that's why when you insert a memory like a flash drive on the computer, all right, it doesn't go to the ALU, it goes to another part of the computer. That's why when you insert it, it will do boom, it will give you a sign. All right, it will give you a sign that something has been inserted. Then you will see it there. Look at the time on the computer. There is a particular part of the computer that is controlling it. Look at the date of the computer. There is a particular part of the computer that is controlling it. Look at the music you play on the computer. There is a particular part of the computer that is what controlling that side. Now, ALU performs arithmetic and logical operation on the data received from the memory of an input device. All right, that's the work of an ALU. Just like I said earlier, it performs arithmetic. All right, arithmetic means mathematics. It performs logical. Logical means if I had 2 plus 2, what would be my answer? If I had 3 times 4, what would be my answer? So the work of the computer is to logically, now all those additions you will not know. You will not know that the computer is performing some logical thing because the computer works in billion per seconds. You will not know. What you just notice that your computer will just display your answer for you. But you as a computer student, it is expected of you to know how those operations are being performed. All right. Now, the register array of a computer consists of registers identified by letters like your B, C, D, and so on. Now, the control unit controls the flow of data. The control unit, all right, it controls the flow of data and instruction within the computer. Now look at this diagram, the diagram above, the diagram below. All right, this is a block diagram of a basic microprocessor. A block diagram of a basic microprocessor. Now on the one side we have the input. Now everything that you do on the computer must be imputed, and you input data into the computer through the input unit. Example of your input unit is what? Is your keyboard, right? Another example is your what? Apart from keyboard, now list other input devices apart from keyboard, apart from microphone, apart from scanner. List other examples of input device. So you must definitely send something, you must definitely put something into the computer. Then apart from the input device, we have the microprocessor. Once something is sent into the computer, it is the work of the CPU, it is the work of the microprocessor to process that thing that is sent into the computer. We also have we also have manual processing. Example of a manual processing is when you ask your student, oh yeah, everybody give me your name, or give me your information, give me your data. When you collect the whole data of your students, after collecting their data, what happens? You have to process all those data. You process it by arranging it. So your arrangement could be in alphabetical order, or your process could be first come first serve. Your process could be the oldest in the class. Your process could be the person that entered the class first. So you can process your data manually using any method. Do you understand? Using any method, that's registering. You are registering those data inside the computer for readability, for you to be able to read it, for you to be able to access it, for you to be able to use them. Do you understand? We do the work of data arrangement, and it also controls it. All right. Then under this microprocessor, we have memory. Every part of the computer consists of memory. Anything that can hold information on the computer is a memory. The memory could be electronic file, all right. It could be in form of a data, it could be in form of electronics, and they come in different chips. They come in different forms. They come in different ways. Then once your data is being processed on the computer, it do the work of what? Outputting. All right, that's the final work of the computer. It will output your information, and this information is output through what? Through the speaker, through the printer, and every other output devices. Let's move forward. Let's look at the advantages of a microprocessor. What are the advantages of a microprocessor? Everything created, all right, they have their advantages and they also have their disadvantages. Now, what is the advantage of a microprocessor? As earlier stated, a microprocessor is a basic computer based processor, right, that incorporates the function of a central processing unit on a single integrated circuit. All right. Now, a processor As I said, it's a device that controls, that processes, that converts, that changes information or data. Okay, let me not use the word information. It controls and changes, all right, every data sent into the computer into something that is readable. All right, now the following are the advantages. Let's look at the advantages. Number one, the microprocessor is portable. It's portable. Portable is something that is handy, something that is unique, something that is holdable. Like your phone. Your phone is portable, so your microprocessor is portable. It's not like before when we make use of vacuum tube or transistor. Vacuum tube is not portable, it's very big. That's why first generation computers are always big. Do you understand? But the modern computer that we have now, they are very portable. Your laptop is portable. All right, we have different modes of laptop, we have different types of laptop. Do you understand? These systems are portable. Your personal computer are portable. They are handy. They are small for you to hold. So your microprocessor is portable. Another advantage is that it is very reliable. You can rely on it because once anything you give to it is what the computer will give to you.